Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Readers Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leanne. I will be your host for today, and with me is one of the Readers Magnet's featured author. And of course, today she will be sharing to us what this book is all about, her as an author, and of course, what inspired her to write this book. So, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Miss Pamela Roberts, author of the book just Pray the Word, Volume 1. Hello, Pamela. It's good to see you. How are you
I'm
doing?
doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
Wow, I love to hear that. Yeah, I'm doing great as well, Pamela. Thank you so much. Okay, Pamela, so this is the moment that we've been waiting for because it's now time to know more information about your book. And right now, you're already sharing it to among as many people. So I'm very excited to have this conversation with you. But before we do that, I wanted you to have maybe a little bit of, self introduction. We wanted to know who Miss Pamela Roberts is. So take the stage.
Well, my name, as you said, is Pamela Roberts. I am an engineer working at a defense company. I've been in STEM activities, science, technology, engineering, and math, since my college days. I have loved it, and now I love to teach STEM to other youth so we can get more youth involved, especially young ladies involved in the STEM.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Pamela. Wow, it's such an interesting. So you also teach kids and not just kids, but fellow women as well.
Yes.
Wow, full of inspiration. Thank you so much for that, Pamela. And yes, it's now time to tackle more information about your book. So I wanted to start with the title, Just Pray the Word, Volume 1. So, yes, Pamela, will you tell us what this book is all about?
Yes, I can. In our lives today, we all have trauma, things that make us go into these deep, dark places that we don't want to be. And that's what happened to me several years ago. I came home from work thinking everything was normal and okay, and I was presented with divorce papers after 32 years of marriage. I
Oh.
was angry, I was hurt, I was frustrated, and really shocked at the event that had just happened before my eyes. And then I got into this unforgiveness. And I'm like, this is not a place I want to be. And so, what could I do in order to get out of this dark place? So, I decided to start um, reading and meditating. And as God talked to me and I talked to Him, as He spoke to me, I began writing down His word and His promises in prayer. And that's what allowed me to get out of these dark places, to get that unforgiveness out of my heart, to be able to move forward in my life and to make it positive again. Because when you stay in that negative place, you're there alone, you continue to get deeper and deeper and deeper into that pit where you don't want to be. And I
Mhm.
enjoy life. I enjoy my two daughters, my two grandsons. I enjoy my mother, the church activities. I enjoy going to the schools and teaching young people about STEM. And I enjoy life now instead of struggling on how I'm going to get out of this dark place each and every day.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that to us, Pamela. So that was the whole inspiration about you creating this book, from the pain that you felt before, the unsuccessful marriage. And right now, you're already sharing this one to really encourage other people to, strengthen their faith to God as well. Wow.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is just so powerful, Pamela, simply sharing your own experience with others, because of course, especially that experience is not, it's not just, I mean, it's not that really easy to really, open up to people, but right now you're already doing it. God
Absolutely.
is really working in your heart. I mean, there's a lot of ways he has really answered your prayers, or I must say, or has been providing for your needs, what you really need at that very moment.
Yeah.
And right now, you're already sharing it to the people. Wow. Thank you so much. And at the same time, you have a very, supportive family who's really with you in this journey. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, Pamela, I believe that this book of yours is really such a successful creation, especially that you've already, I believe that you've already had a lot of positive feedback coming from, who people whom read your book. Now, can you tell us if is there any like surprising moment that you have discovered while having this journey in creating the book?
Any surprises? Um,
Any surprising moment? Mm-hmm.
well, the surprising moments were how I felt after writing the book and how other people would say thank you. Sometimes we don't think we need to share our story, but
Mm-hmm.
we go through these things in order to help people. Because when you go through something, you feel like you're alone and you are going through this by yourself. But when someone else can uh, be open and be transparent and say, I've gone through that. You might not feel the way I feel, but we can go through this together and go through it step by step and encourage one another and build one another. And that's what gives me joy and hope when someone says, that prayer helped me make it through the day. And that's what gives me courage to know this was the right thing to do, was to be transparent and let people know that although this trauma happened or this trial went through your
Mm-hmm.
life, you can make it, and you can make it with the help of God and his promises.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's really priceless, Pamela, to really thank others who also encouraged you with their excitement in the Lord. And wow, it really this book of yours, Pamela, is really something that every family could have, because it's actually like another introduction on how to really introduce your family to God, to really have that strength, and how it also imparts his strength to us is as follows. He changes our thinking, he gives us the strength to really comprehend, and wow, his greatness, his power, promises
Yeah,
everything. His love, of course, God's nature and character needs to be freshly revealed to us so that we can comprehend. And that's what you just did on this in creating this book, Pamela. It's just so amazing.
yeah,
Now,
blessing.
Pamela, I really wanted you to take advantage of this.
Okay.
Would you really I mean, do you have something to say, or how do you want your readers to take away from this book, or what do you want your readers to take away from this book?
First, it's not a book that you read from cover to cover and then put it down and say, I'm done. It is really a tool to assist you and remind you about the
Yes.
promises of God in that time of need. Sometimes I might need that peace in a traumatic situation. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that that promise that he gave me, I can go and read, peace I leave with you, peace I give you. Not that the world gives, but I give to you. And then it reminds me, let not my heart be troubled or be afraid. And so I know then it's like that fear can subside instead of me continuously worrying and wondering how things are going to happen. He specifically tells us, don't be afraid because he is with us. And that's his promise to us. And through the good times and through the difficult times, he is with us at all times. And that's something we have to remember, that he is with us at all times.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Pamela. And also, Pamela, especially right now that, I mean, not all people are really into, especially when they have these kinds of problem.
Mhm.
Some of them are really not into, prayer. So, do you have like any suggestions to readers who are new to prayer, or like seeking, to improve their prayer life or their relationship with God?
First thing, don't try to pray like anyone else. We think some people are afraid to pray. They don't know what to
Mhm.
say. You don't have to use any special words to speak to God. You don't have to have any particular dialect. He can hear your words. He can hear your voice. He can hear your thoughts. And he knows exactly what you're thinking. He just wants us to come to him and show him that we trust him enough to give him our problems and to cast our cares onto him. And then speak to him with your tone. It's sometimes I feel that I know with me, and I might be going into another question. um
You're
we
fine.
we treat God, I know I did, I'll start with me personally. I used to treat God like a vending machine. I would put in my request, and then I would select the answer that I wanted from him. And it doesn't work like that. We have to know, first know who he is, and know that he's the almighty sovereign God who is control of everything, rule of everything, creator of everything. And he knows exactly what we need. And sometimes we want the things that we want. It's not what we need. And we need to make sure that we are within his will, because he says whatever we ask, he'll give it to us. But when we ask in his will, and his will is going to be done in our lives. So we have to, ask for his will to be done, and then also ask for acceptance of his will, because sometimes his will is not what we want.
Right, right. Wow, you know what? Amen to that. Amen to that, Pamela. And I totally agree. Sometimes you just gotta, let God drive your life.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Wow.
And he is not
It should
and
be
he is not the
God-driven life.
that's
Uh-huh.
right.
I'm
And
sorry.
he's not the co-pilot. Don't ever let him be your co-pilot. He is your pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you let him be your co-pilot,
Exactly.
that means you're driving and he's sitting. And that should be the opposite around. He should be driving and you should be sitting.
And trusting him.
Hmm.
All the way. Wow,
Yes.
thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you so much for that, Pamela. And it was really an interesting discussion. And oh, one more thing. Do you have like any message to our viewers who wanted to maybe, purchase your book online, or whom also wanted to have this tool to help them? So any messages for them?
Yes, you feel free to go to Amazon.com where it's available. Just Pray the Word, Volume 1. And it is there for, there's also in the book, there is a place for journaling. So after
That's
every
nice.
prayer, there's a place to journal. And what I focus on when I'm going through a struggle, this is why I created the book. I started for me. When I'm going through a struggle, sometimes I'm having difficulties with fear. I have severe anxiety attacks, and I'm dealing with some kind of fear factor that's going on in my life. I first go to my prayer of fear, or either if I need peace, I go to the prayer of peace. I go to there, I Google additional scriptures on peace and write those scriptures down. And I read the scriptures and I read the prayer. I read the scriptures and then I read the prayer. And I make sure that I'm diligent with it and I do it daily. And as you read his word and read his promises, you will slowly start feeling the peace coming and the fear subsiding. And you can walk in that peace. So, whatever's going on, whatever turmoil is going on around you, you're still walking in that peace because you have his promises not only on paper, because you've read them and prayed them, they're now in your heart. And the Holy Spirit can, when you get nervous, the Holy Spirit will bring those scriptures and those prayers up to give you that calmness to know that I can make it through this and I have his peace that surpasses all understanding.
Wow, thank you, Pamela. And I really like that, you also let them know what exactly prayer can bring a sense of, a spiritual loving presence and
Yes.
alignment with God. It's amazing, and yeah, I would totally agree. Positive feelings, prayer can elicit feelings of gratitude.
Yeah.
What else? Compassion, forgiveness, love, and hope, all of which are associated with healing and wellness at the same time. Wow, that's amazing, Pamela. Thank you so much. And
You're so,
Pamela, you know what? It was really an interesting discussion with you. Thank you so much. And
you're so,
everyone, for our viewers, thank you so much. This is our author, Miss Pamela Roberts. She wrote the book Just Pray the Word, Volume 1. I'm sorry, Just Pray the Word, Volume 1. And please do check her book online. That's available at Amazon.com, and also her website. That's www.justpraytheword.com. So again, Pamela, thank you so much. And yes, as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you.